Hello, everyone. So it's good to be back with you guys here on another Wednesday. Been trying to put these up on Wednesday, if anybody noticed. I made a commitment to definitely spending more time over here with you guys because I really do enjoy the community here, and I feel like I've gotten so much out of it over the years, and so I want to also be that person who is giving back. So, um, also, thanks a lot for all of your comments and your feedback. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And I try to answer everyone's comment. And sometimes, if I'm like between projects and things are a little tight, at least I'll drop a little heart in to let you know that I appreciate your comment and I'm sending you love as well. So, and then I do try to get back and comment. So, I think pretty much you guys know that I do and what have you. So I just wanted to say thank you for you constantly reaching out and sharing and telling me how much you do enjoy the videos. That does mean a lot to me. And so if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and make sure you hit that little bell so that you can get notifications. As I know I do it. I subscribe to people and then I'm wondering, why don't I see their stuff? And I go to their page and they put tons of videos out, but I didn't hit the little bell. So I missed out. Um, so anyhow, I just wanted to say that up front. So today, what I wanted to show you guys, I'm gonna do a really quick tutorial because I did a longer video on this because you guys know that I also have Patreon. So I put a lot of when I'm actually creating things, I call it behind the scenes. So when I'm actually creating these things myself, I generally just put the video on, and that's what I do on Patreon. But at the same time, a lot of the things that I'm doing, I can also show you here so that you can just jump in and try them yourselves because they're a lot of fun. And this is a little unique book, the structure that I came up with, to kind of create something where you could have tuck spots, where you could have pockets, like all in one move, like not having to put a lot of extra stuff in. I can be the queen of like the one stepper, like how can I get all this done? you know, um, and still have it look beautiful and be functional. So I've been working on doing a moon journal for a while now. I would say like maybe the last 6 months, I just been, like doing a lot of reading on moon journals and the moon. And I do a lot of studies on ancient women's cultures. Um, I was trained in university in anthropology and archaeology. So a lot of that does find its way into my work. That's why my work always looks, like old walls and, textural materials. And I'm always trying to make something look like I found it in an archaeological dig, because that's really the tradition that I come out of as an artist. I did go to art school. I did my associate's degree, but it was in, uh, just went on my mind, graphic design and photography. So otherwise, I have learned a lot of my book arts. I learned through the apprenticing program in the early '80s, when a lot of artists were trying to revive book arts. We worked and studied with other artists that had become master bookbinders and whatever. So we really used the apprentice system to learn book arts. And so I've been in book arts for 30 years, dare I say. I worked very closely with Hetty Kyle. I mean, we all just sat around the table and would just fold, because she's into folding. And she just put out a new book on folding. And part of my inspiration for this thing is I was like, like what would Hetty do? Like she had a sheet of paper and she was trying to create this book structure. Because we used to all do that. Brad Freeman, so many book artists out there now that are still working and still keeping this alive. So this little structure, I was working on just going into moon journaling, and I wanted to create a moon journal for myself so that I could have a place to I wanted to kind of create it like a palm book size. So the palm books come out of the tradition of prayer books, that you can carry. A lot of the sages and adepts and monks and what have you would carry, their little prayer books with them. They call them palm books. So I wanted this as something small that I could just throw in my purse, keep with me at all times, and just have it so that it can sort of be a way to kind of keep a place for emotional records, like recording my emotions, the different shifts. that happened with us as women month to month, how that related to the earth and the cycles of the moon, just sort of just becoming more aware. I think we live in times where everything is so digital and so much technology around us that we can sort of lose the art of just spending time being aware of ourselves and our environment and how we are affected and how we can be more in control of ourselves as a result of these observations. So hence this little book was born. I wanted to have like a real old world kind of Guinevere and, the Knights Templar, the Holy Grail kind of look to it. So I wanted to have that old world look. So all the papers are coffee and tea stained. So basically what I did is I photocopied my images. So I photocopied this image, which I found in some old books that, like I said, I had been researching. I really like this image. This is the front and the back cover, but it was of this old book that was printed in London. So I really, it was printed in 1638. So I really liked this little image. So I photocopied it, and then I coffee dyed and tea dyed all of the papers. Okay, and then I started working them. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the structure. Then I'm gonna show you really quickly how I folded the pages for it, because it's a very, easy structure to create. I covered my boards. I used book boards. So I covered the boards, and I had some specialty papers, and I do a lot of free downloadables over in Patreon. So when I do projects monthly over there, all the papers that I use, I upload over there for my patrons, and they get those monthly. So all of these have been uploaded over there. So these pockets, as you can see, are like this. And this is like just a little moon journal thing. I got this offline. It wasn't even any information around it. I don't remember. Just one of those general kind of grids. So I reproduced this, and then I made it smaller. It was huge. I kind of created it smaller, and then I coffee and tea dyed all the papers. So these go in every pocket gets one. So I kind of have them. Don't have things in order right now, but every page. So I made this so that it's for 6 months. It's very easy for this to come apart and add more in. I didn't really want it really bulky because I wasn't sure how bulky it could be. So I did it for 6 months at a time, but you could do it for the full 12 months if you wanted to, because it's very easy just to take this out and add pages or take them out. So there's 6 of these pages. So let's say this would be the first month. And so I have the pocket here, as you can see. There's also, I got them everywhere, don't I? There's a pocket here, and then there's a pocket here in the back. So I'm gonna show you how to make this so that, and there's also, let me show you. Gotta find something else to stick in here. I wasn't ready. Should have had another little something. Generally, I always have tags laying around, and now I don't have one. And I want to show you guys. I'll just use here. Here's a tag. So I wanted to also show you with this structure, there's also a pocket here, which is separate from this pocket. And there's a pocket here. So there's a lot of tuck places. Let me get this in here for things. So that's a pocket separate. Wait a minute. Let me get it open. It's a pocket right here too, on the other side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. So you get 5 pockets in this one little page. Just by the way, I'm going to show you how to fold it. So I think that's pretty cool. And then it does lay flat. I used Sorry Silk. It does lay flat. So you can literally open it up and write. So, you can really, it's a really good place to write. So between every page, and this is old, they're not old, actually. These are new receipts that I bought the last time I was in Paris, but they're French receipts. I just, like the way they look. obviously, and I tea dyed them as well. So when you open this little book up, it's good. So every page has a writing spot, and then, you know, all these tuck pages. So I'm going to show you how to do the pages. Let's put these in here. Stick those in there. So that's the general structure of the book. And then you just take, I put these, this, what is it? Suede. First of all, I just thought the color worked so well, but I decided not to glue it down. I may eventually, I'm not sure, but I wanted just to give that extra sort of old world look to it. But I didn't want it to get into the movement of the book. I want the book to still move. So this suede is really nice and supple. It's a nice, beautiful, thin suede. It's so supple that it just moves so nicely with the book structure. And then this just ties off like this. So then I just did a knotting process to tie it off to kind of give it this sort of old world little look to it. So there we have it. That's our little moon journal. So I'm going to show you how to do a page. And then you can, you know, go off and try one of these yourself if you want to. And it doesn't have to be a moon journal. You can use this for any type of journaling, obviously. I think what's pretty cool about it is the folds. So this has already been glued down. So this is the open structure. So you can glue the edges. You know, you can just run glue along here and glue it. You can sew it. I sewed mine. You can sew yours. You can glue or sew it. So it doesn't matter. Both ways work well. And then I used, so I'll show you what I did for that. Okay. So this is one of the pages. So what you want to do is you want to establish the height of your book. So actually, I just took an old book that I got from the library. This one works out nicely because it actually says on this chapter, the book was named The Mirror of Her Dreams. And I thought it was so appropriate for like a moon journal. Yeah, I just couldn't believe the synchronicity in finding a book that I just had in my stash. I just happened to pick it up. I didn't even really think about it. And then when I saw, wow, Mirror of Her Dreams, I'm like, this is perfect. So actually, on the things that I put up on Patron, I did put some pages of this up so that, like about 4 pages or so that if people really wanted to have a page that said that at the top, they could print these out and use these. So this is the size that we're starting with, and this is the size it's going to get folded down to. Okay, so you get an idea of your page size. If you start with the larger sheet of like the larger the sheet, the more obviously when you fold it down, the larger your page is going to be. So you can play around with all the different sizes. But I knew I wanted mine to be small, so this was perfect. So what you do is you decide on the height of your book. So I decided that I wanted my book to be this height, which is, I think it's 3 by, this is 4.5 by 3, yeah. So, and then what I did, the trick of it all, to make this really simple, is I decided on the height of my book. So let's say, you know, you can use your ruler. So if you want it 4.5, so this way, the height of it, that's 4.5. So then I just made the marks, and then I just kind of drew a line like that and a line like that, because I don't really want to measure every fold. So I'm the queen of the shortcuts too. You guys know that, because I find that it's just effective. So this is the height of my book. It's just, yep. So that's the height of my pages. So what you want to do, just very simply, is you want to, starting at the bottom edge, this line, I just lay my paper, the bottom edge, I just bring it, and you just want to create a fold somewhere between these 2 points. So anywhere, and I kind of stagger it so my pages are folding all at the same, at different points, so they don't look like they're folding at the same place. And then you get your page at to line up on the edges. So I just use the page as a guide for getting it straight. So you can see we just have, they're just even side to side. Okay. So now I want to fold it back up to get to this height, right? So basically all you do is just fold it back down and just line it up to the top. And so this turns out that it's where I folded it this time, it's even at the bottom. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so you just kind of pick any place along there. Like I said, I stagger it so that my pages are actually folding at different places. You can see here, like this one's folding here. This one happens to fold high. So you're putting things down there, and then your side pockets are here, and then the inside pocket is here, and side pocket again there, and back pocket. Where here, it's further down, so my pockets are here. So I just kind of play around with it, just so that they're all a little different. But you can make them all the same if that's what you prefer. And then you just fold it over, and just your bone folder. Really mirror her dreams. It's just that easy. So and then I glue here, this edge, and these edges. So the edges that create the pockets. So I am, you put some glue here, and we're gluing across here and across there. And, same thing here, just to close it off. If you sew it down these sides, which is what I did, then it already, let me see. Oh, I didn't sew it down the sides. What did I do? Because I still have pockets. Let me just look real quick. Because if you did that, you would get rid of the inside pocket there. Yeah, that's what I did. I sewed the bottoms. Yeah, because these are the sides. So I sewed here and sewed here because we want our page to go together like this so that it creates a pocket in the middle. So you sew the top and the bottom, or you glue. And then all you have to do is then, because this would be together already, so then you just glue here and you glue here, and then it gives you these inside pockets. That makes sense? Okay, so then what I did is the easy way to get all of these lined up is I just took and put a hole punched one page. Well, let me show you. I have two of them that I can show you. So I have these two. Let's say they haven't been done yet. So what I did is I used my double hole punch. I got one of these old ones. And I just kind of put it in. I figured out where I wanted my top to bottom to be. So in this case, since these are already figured out and I want them to match, I'm just going to use this as pretty much as a guide. So I just kind of put it in, and then I just want to get this even top to bottom. Okay, so we're going to use it. So let's pretend that this is our first guide page. So we have our holes in there. Okay, so in order to not put holes in each one of these and then have to come back and put tape over them and put holes in them again, what I did is I got my first set of holes. So this is the only one I'd have to worry about repunching, okay? And I use this as a guide for where I'm going to put my tapes. And then I used a very sticky washi tape. This tape happens to be very sticky. So use a sticky one. So, or if you have one that you really want to use and it's not sticky, then you're going to have to put some glue down. Maybe put your Yoo-hoo glue on your washi tape before you put it down, because I really wanted these to act as page reinforcers so that you don't have to worry about your pages tearing. Even though I use the sari silk for my I got a bunch of beautiful, and this gorgeous. Oh, I love the color. For to run through it. So the silk is already going to be nice and soft and what have you. But I still wanted to make sure I had page reinforcers, so that I didn't have to worry about these tearing or pulling or whatever from use. So I just used the washi tape, kept it really, nice and easy. So it's still taping because my internet went out. So annoying. I almost want to start over again so that I'll just do this. But it looks like Google is saying that I'm still here. So I'm gonna just go up and finish up and hope for the best. Okay. Oh, so annoying. Okay. So that means I'm going to have to edit that whole dark spot out so you guys won't have to deal with that. Okay. So anyhow, I'm going to make this fast. So you can see that that's how I line them up. I do all my pages like this. And then at the end, I come back and I'll go ahead and cover this up. And then, so this is the only one I've got to worry about doing twice versus, doing this and then having to come back and repunch all of these holes as well. And then I just take it, put it in here, basically line it up. Because now you can see I can line it up with the tapes. That's why I make the tapes long enough. So I can see them hanging out there. And then I can just line them up. But if you're using the hand punch or a crocodile or something like that, I've been saying I want to get one of those. But I just, every time I go to find one with my 50% off coupon, they don't have them. So I think they take them off the shelves just for that reason. Anyway, so then it's all lined up like that. I know that my holes are going to be in, in a good place. And then and then we have it. I'll do the same thing here because I can see it. I know that's where my holes were from before. And there we have it. And so there are our pages. And then you just take these and then just thread them. Basically just thread them through the covers all the way through, bring them around. I just did this little extra knotting technique just so that I could have something that looked a little bit, more like old world, but you can make it any way you want it. And there you have it. So that's my contribution to pockets and tuck spots all in one fell swoop so that you can get some really cool pages going. And then of course, then you can work on top of these and, add, and if these pages are larger, when I've made them larger, you can still put extra pockets and fun things on them. But it's just a really quick and easy way to get some really nice pages. I love reusing and repurposing book pages. So it allows me to repurpose the book pages. And then after I did tea stain or coffee dye all of mine. So I did them actually after I folded them, but you can do them before. It doesn't really matter. I just happen to do it that way. All right, guys. So sorry for the internet problems. I'm trying to fix this in this video. So there might be like a weird break, but forgive me. The other thing I've been doing in my studio is I've been painting on my leather. I've been jelly printing on my leather covers. So this is a little book that I made using my intuitive scripting. I did a whole process where I did layers of jelly printing, and then I did the scripting and did some more layers. And then this is some of my old paper. There's an old book that I have, and I photocopied these and then aged them. This is all tea stain and coffee dyed paper. And this is one of my ink blots that I also made a cover. So this book has 2 sections, but I really was just playing with jelly printing on the leather. I just thought it looked so yummy and old worldy. And so just kind of showing you what I'm doing, giving you some ideas. So if you are playing around, just go to the Goodwill or somewhere like that. Get an old leather coat or something. You can get a whole big coat for, $7, $8, something like that. It's a ton of leather in it. Or get it on Dollar Day when they, no one wants the coat, you can probably get it for $1 or 2. And then, try to get a thick leather, something, but depending on how you want to use it. And then just play around on your jelly plate with laying colors down and printing on leather. It really does a nice job. So I want to show you guys that as well. Alrighty, so take care. Until next time, happy creating. Thanks all, and thanks a lot for following me. Don't forget to hit follow if you want to keep up with me, and hit that little bell. That's the most important thing. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.